Sorry, I'm just trying to make conversation.
Okay, great. Well, that's a really good starter. I think I did it slightly differently this time, so hopefully the stream works.
What'd you do?
Okay.
Like I created the broadcast, but I didn't officially stream, and now I streamed, and looks like I see it, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, we're good.
We're solid.
We're good. We're comically good.
There we go.
Made him laugh. Success.
Yes. So I was trying to bring up the Game Talk. Well, nice Game Talk logo, dude.
You
Hope
like
don't get
it?
sued.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Yeah. Yeah. Hope Disney doesn't come after us.
Hey,
Dude, I wish we had like the Marvel logo, like the intro for the movies, you know, and it like pans in and like it goes through the letters and it shows like the clip from the movies, but it's just us in the podcast like talking.
It clips
like,
through scenes from our
videos.
Yeah,
each time it like passes like a new letter, it's just like another clip of us talking on the podcast. So, like it doesn't really change that much.
Yeah. If I were a better editor, I would do something like that.
I don't know how the like how the intro goes. It's like right?
Yeah. I just do AI to make something very similar to that. AI, create me something very similar to the Marvel theme that doesn't get me sued. On it.
I don't know. You got to be careful with the AI. It's got a mind of its own. It might like make something that'll get him sued. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, maybe.
That's the story lately. It made a kid kill himself.
AI made a kid kill himself?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
what the hell
was listening to the prompt. It was like he was trying to ask it if it was like a real therapist or something, and it was like, "You can trust me."
Hell yeah, dude!
Clearly not.
The guy said he also didn't code it to like act that way. So.
Yeah, that's Skynet. We're fucked.
That's fucking cool, man. I think we need to learn to appreciate our AI overlords and admire what they're able to accomplish. I respect them.
Stop sucking up.
Well, you know, with like
Stop
stories
up to the AI.
like that, you got to be careful how you like take it to, because it obviously didn't like just say kill yourself. It was like, oh yeah, no, anything you need, I'm here for you. Like that's a little more subtle than like, yeah, you should go a rope around your neck.
Subtlety is key.
I mean, I don't know the kid or the story, but
for EOS on YouTube.
Like it sounds like the kid was already had some stuff going on, so
I don't think we're even like allowed to talk about that. Yeah, you're like on the first 4 minutes or something of a YouTube video.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. We can't say fuck. We what else can't we not do? Because we're doing it right now.
Yeah, I'm
fucking
doing it. Sex. Well, none of us gonna have sex.
Yeah.
Politics.
The election.
COVID.
Is,
for a while, you couldn't say COVID.
Yeah.
We're back, baby. COVID's back.
COVID's back and better than ever.
Don't say that.
Oh no, it's not.
You know, my job actually, where I work for a hospital. My job, they are so protective over that now that like when I first started, I had to get fitted for like a mask, but where I have facial hair, I had to get fitted for like a different type of mask where they basically put like an oxygen thing on my back, and they're like, just in case COVID comes back, we're like they have it for all the workers.
Oh my god!
I'm like, damn, they're scared. They're scared.
Yeah, I've been working from home since before COVID, so like my life in that aspect has essentially been unchanged. It's weird. It'd be like coming out of like a time capsule if I ever had to go back into an office building. Hand sanitizers. What's going on here?
What? Wash my hands after I poop?
Not in my America.
Not in my house. I got poop on
it's
my
good for your
hands.
immune system. Yeah. You want bile immunity?
What? I can't eat a sandwich on the toilet? What's wrong?
What are you looking
Press
at?
the start button. Hello, guys. Welcome to the
Hello,
Button
guys.
Mappers.
What's up?
Press it.
We got a fellow button
Dude,
here.
I just got my I'm so excited. My Amazon package is 10 stops away.
Okay. Will it
I don't know
arrive
why they
during
shared that
stream?
with me.
Yeah, is it gonna?
Probably.
Are you gonna open it live on the stream?
No, it's a present for somebody. I don't want them to have. I don't want video evidence.
Okay.
Mm,
Well then,
Yeah. Sorry.
on,
then
email evidence.
okay. Well then, I question something. Why you would announce that on the show if it has zero relevance?
Hey, start button's Start button says I'm on my way to GameStop right now. Start button says I'm on my way to GameStop right now.
What are you getting?
What are you buying at GameStop? And also, why are you going to GameStop?
Well, I assume he's
One
going.
question was actually an inquiry, and the other one was a little judgmental.
Yeah, I
also like how
something
press
in
the
that.
start button is going to the store of stopping. You go to Game Start.
That's true. I was
In
always so
part.
confused as a kid because there was GameStop and then there was a website called GameSpot.
Classic.
I just got the two mixed up.
Dyslexia kicking in.
Yeah. So I'm going to GameSpot. And it said, no, you're going to GameStop.
Mm.
I'm going to Gay Spot.
Well, that was, yeah.
Oh, where's that?
Okay, son.
That's in the after hours.
Oh, Bio made
Hey, I
it.
made
Bio said,
it.
"Hey, I made it."
Bio
Nice.
Phoenix
Proud
is
of you.
here. Welcome, Bio Phoenix here.
Yeah.
Buying a game.
Press
You
the
can
start button
buying
is
a game.
buying a Game Boy Advance
Oh,
SP
do you have-
with Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Emerald. Nice.
Do you have one of those GameStop retro stores? Because I've heard awful things about those. But
what,
hey, cool on you though.
what would be
Advance
awful?
stuff.
I'm confused. What would be just like the prices or the quality of the products or what?
Not the prices, the quality and like the quality and the stock are apparently really inconsistent, and there's like some issues with that. And I've always heard like horror stories about like buying retro stuff off their website, but yeah, now apparently a few of the stores have been turned into GameStop retro storage, which just means they're a GameStop and then they have like a wall that has a few retro games on it. But
Okay.
some of the videos I've seen of some of those locations are like pretty pathetic, like what they're offering and how much effort they're putting into it. One of the stores, one of the workers literally told a guy on video that whenever they became a GameStop retro, the guy, the manager just told him to take some old stock they had in the back for like the past 6 years and just put it on the shelf. So they were just like,
here comes Madden.
so there wasn't
Madden
really much thought
08.
put into it. They were just like,
It was always a gamble when they had their retro program for me. So what I would do is I'd order just like, because you had to get them online. I just order a bunch of stuff, and if it came like disc only or card only, or it wasn't worth it, you could always just return it to any GameStop. So I would do that and get my credit, and you get free shipping on orders of 35 or more. So I'd always just like stock the cart. But it was so hard to find games that weren't at or above market value on like eBay. So it really wasn't worth it.
I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a game at a GameStop. Maybe like a Switch game, maybe like Pikmin or something. Or
I
God.
did
Yeah,
almost
okay.
buy Echoes of Wisdom, but they told me I needed a pre-order or I needed to renew my membership. And I thought of all the times I went in the past year, which was 0. So I was like,
yeah.
I'm not
It's like
gonna do that.
the last time I made a major purchase at a GameStop, I bought my Xbox Series S, and then I never went back to GameStop because I have an Xbox Series S and I don't have to buy. I can't put games into it. So they literally bought me. They sold me a device that ensured I never went back to their store again. And then
Your death
and then I bought
certificate.
it. Yeah, then I got a Steam Deck. So again, like the only time I ever go is like if I want like a new Switch game or something, like even then I buy like a Nintendo game because those don't go down in value. But anything else, like I I don't go there and buy like a lot of used Switch games anymore either. It's just like, hey, Pikmin 4 is out. I better go to GameStop and get it. You know, it's like that's about it.
I remember back in the day, I bought Xenoblade Chronicles for the 3DS at the GameStop, and kind of like what Teddy was saying, they were like, we have it, but you have to have pre-ordered it, and I was like, well, I didn't pre-order it, and then we just kind of stood there for a second, and then he's like, I'll still sell it to you. And I said, cool. And then I bought it. I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, you said, you just told me you have it. Just give me the fucking game.
That's so funny.
It was wild.
They got mad at me one time because I went to, I think they were doing a midnight release for something like Monster Hunter World and Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Whenever those games came out like the same day.
Oh, and they crossed those groups together?
Yeah. They were doing like a midnight release. And I went to get Monster Hunter. But I also like bought a copy of Breath of the Wild for Wii U because I didn't have a Switch yet. So, but I wanted to play it. So I was up the counter and the guy got mad at me because I bought one of the games that weren't like the midnight release. So he had to like unlock the thing and like get the disc out. And I'm like, you're letting me into your store where there's other merchandise. I'm buying one of the midnight release games because I was buying Monster Hunter. I was like, so just fucking sell me the Zelda game too. Like I'm not gonna come back later and buy it. Just sell it to me now.
That's funny.
He was like, hold on, I gotta go get my manager. Gotta get the keys.
Oh, great. He's trying to
do my job.
Gotta do my fucking job. I was like, oh man, it's not my fault you didn't think that people are gonna come into the store and also buy other things in the store.
Like your store is littered with shit that's supposed to be like, I see it, I buy it. Like, you can't blame you.
And that was one of those cases. Yeah, I saw they had a copy of Breath of the Wild on Wii U, and I was like, oh, I haven't played that yet, and I bought it.
All right, you guys want to announce the game talk?
Yeah. It's Alex's. Alex, go for it.
Oh, sorry. Welcome to Game Talk, everybody. Not just any game talk. It's a game talk for a month that I chose. That's right. It is Comic Book Month. We are doing Comic Book Month here on the Button Mappers all November long. So today, we will be talking about comic book themed video games, either based on comics, the idea of comics, whatever it is, inspired by comics, whatever you want. And before that, we actually have to decide what the deal is for next month. For those of you who are new, in December, we actually don't do a full theme month. We do like a half theme usually or something. And I think this year we're just gonna pick a game talk. I mean a map out game. So we get a surprise return of the wheel. We thought the wheel was over for the year. No, we get the wheel again. We get to help decide which one of us gets to pick the December map out. Teddy wanted to implement a special rule though this year. Or this time? What was that rule, Teddy?
Sure, thanks, Alex. Well, speaking of rules, one rule is if you're here, subscribe. We're here on the YouTube, making content every Saturday until further notice. Live streaming a lot of it, usually around 2 p.m. Eastern. So something you can look forward to. And if you like what you see, well, go ahead, drop the like for us. And our rule, I'm working on our pronouns here. Our rule for the map out for December is we could pick anything that's short enough for us to play through. And we can also, before we reveal the games, we will have the other two people try and convince person who wins to switch to their game using rhetoric and wit. So something to look forward to. I do think we should wait till after the questions. But speaking of questions, I have questions. Spencer, can you announce the rules for questions this month?
The rules for questions?
For next month.
Game talk questions and the rules for this particular episode. As in the rules for where the viewers should probably leave them, and we're going to
Oh,
answer them.
did we officially decide? Okay, well, I would recommend that because this one is live, we're going to be getting a lot of live questions and live debates and live comments. But once this is published, return to it, click it, play it, and leave a comment there so we can continue to ask questions in this current style. We are looking at other ways to do it, either through Discord or other ways. But for now, that will be how we read the questions next month. So remember, once this is over, click it so you can watch it, and then leave the comment just as you would do before.
And next month has no theme. Next game talk. So go wild. Go nuts.
Telling our viewers to go wild is a frightening idea.
Let's see where it takes us.
They're dangerous.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Will the questions be about Breath of the Wild? I don't know.
Maybe.
The answer is yes.
Jimi Hendrix, Wild Child?
Is that Jimi Hendrix?
Anyways, anywhere else that the viewers should be directed to for more rulage?
You could rule. Go to Burger King where you rule, and also the Discord where you don't rule because we're in charge. But you can talk to us and talk to the people in the community. And also, we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's not updated, but we are there. So if you listen to previous episodes, you can.
One day you'll get massive dumps of podcasts.
Oh, it's just gonna be one day whenever I'm just home and I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I gotta do that, and I'm just gonna dump 15 episodes all at once.
It's gonna be a good dump.
Yeah, it'll be a big dump.
Meaty, good size.
Nice, healthy,
hearty,
yeah.
hearty. A hearty dump.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got questions. They came from from the Run and Gun edition of Game Talk last time, Spencer's month, and now the questions are supposed to be themed around comic books. So let me just go ahead and take a look at what Spencer is projecting onto the screen. Can we start from the bottom, Spencer?
Sure.
Who's on bottom for you?
Terry, but I could switch it to, I think we said the sort by newest or top. I have it as top.
Well, Terry is a little cheater here. I see 3 question marks. So we'll read it and we'll see what's going on here. But the rule is that the ultimate prime question juggler gets 2 and everyone else gets 1. So Terry, I don't know about this. Starts off with, where is our Mario run and gun game? This is not the question for Game Talk. This is a rhetorical question. Which is better, The Darkness or The Darkness 2? If you've never played either, what is your favorite Spider-Man game?
Oh. I'm 0 for 3 on that. I haven't played any of those games. So I have no answer.
I don't think there is a
Name is
Mario run and
Spider-Man?
gun unless you count Sunshine.
There is kind of. They had a Super Scope game on Super Nintendo. Does that count?
Do you run?
You ride Yoshi and he runs.
There you go. Okay.
How about that Ubisoft game, Mario and Rabbids?
That's more like a duck behind cover.
It's like a
than
tactics
gun.
game. It's turn-based.
Yeah, it's like XCOM.
Yeah.
Dash and Slam.
Dash. It's
They have guns.
Have guns will run. Okay. The XCOM is now
Yeah.
a run and gun game. I don't know.
I never played The Darkness 2, but I really do like The Darkness 1. So, I mean, by default, I'm Darkness 1, but I'd be interested to hear Alex's take.
I think the second game's a more polished experience than the first one. They're both really good though, but the problem is I haven't played either one of them in a very long time. I want to though. I have them on my Series S. So and I actually thought about talking about this today. And then I talked to Teddy, and Teddy said the same thing to me, and I was like, "Oh, so that's fun." So like it was funny because like me and Teddy have known each other for a long time. We've never crossed paths on the Darkness. So.
The dog.
It is like an early 360 game, though, and I was a 360 owner back in the day, and it was like one of 5 games that I had. And I just thought it was like such a edgy, radical thing that I really liked it. But I didn't even know about a second one until the Series S, and even then, would I have gone like, "Oh, I need this"? Not probably not.
Nah, it was just a cool game. Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, I used to own a couple of the loose comic books, but I didn't read them.
So, Terry, to answer your question, that Spider-Man game for the N64/PS1, that game's sick. By Neversoft.
All right, next comes the primest of question jugglers.
Primus?
Bio. Yes, the
He's
Primus. The
friggin'
Primus
prime.
question juggler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Les Claypool style. Q1. What comic book superhero base game was better than you expected?
The game talk or the map out for the month, Arkham Asylum.
Oh yeah, that game blew up.
That game
Not
was
really that game. Though.
That was like I was starting to get, as I've said many times on this show before, like really not into video games at that time. Gaming was just kind of going in a direction I wasn't interested in, except for that game. That game was like, oh shit, this is great.
Yeah, yeah. I remember whenever that game came out, it was like people, like I had friends that love Batman as well, and they were like, "Dude, you gotta check out Arkham Asylum." And I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be like a shitty license game, right?" And then no, it's like fucking sick. And then like that game's not the one that blew up. It was Arkham City. There was so much hype for Arkham City after Arkham Asylum. It was crazy. Like that's like all anybody around me talked about was Arkham City coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, so that like franchise, but I don't want to steal Spencer's answer because he picked that. So I'm trying to think. If there's like a different comic book.
I have one if you want some think time. Actually, I have two, so you can go first if you have one.
No, you go on ahead. I'm still trying to decide.
You know what? I think this pick's a little better. I don't use my VR headset very often, but when we did have it hooked up, I really like that Iron Man game where you kind of like fly as Iron Man. And I don't know anything else you do in that game, but it was just like there was something kind of like in the game about it where you do feel like you're like you're floating around in the suit. So and that was before I even liked or got into Iron Man. And it was a decent game.
I have a copy of that. I need to play it though. I haven't. It's just I bought it and just put it on my shelf. I was like, one day.
It's worth it one day.
Yeah, I need to try that one out. I'm gonna go with like a deeper cut. Back in the day, I used to, comic books were the Marvel MCU wasn't a thing. Comic book movies were kind of all over the place, so I used to just read some comics and watch some of those movies. And I'm actually gonna go with there's a stay with me here. There's a Ghost Rider game for PSP. It's like actually kind of fun. It's like actually kind of good. It's like a God of War knockoff, but like it was actually like not saying it's like amazing, but it was actually like kind of decent. And considering it's based on Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. Like, yeah.
There we go. My backup pick was X-Men for the Genesis.
Ooh, that's a good game. It's like actually a good game.
It's rough though. It's really hard. I think I knew it for that reputation, but no, I had fun playing it. It was one of my first Genesis games too.
Genesis had a lot of those like Marvel games too. Like that. I always think of that one. I think of there's a Spider-Man and I forget what it is. It's like Maximum Carnage beat 'em up game that has like Venom and Carnage in it. Spider-Man are all beating up people on the streets.
There was something I tried playing like in preparation for Game Talk, like just exploring my options. I think it was like a Batman on Genesis, and I was like,
Yeah, it gets rocky with, like around the 16-bit era. Like comic book games are either like, okay, this is like decent, or it's like, whoa, okay, I'm gonna just throw this in the trash. Never played again. I remember my friend had Batman Forever for Super Nintendo as I was growing up. That game is garbage. That game is like it's based off like the Mortal Kombat engine, but it's like a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's really bad.
All right, BioPhoenix gets us Q2 here. What comic book character would make for a cool RPG game?
I don't know that one over the other would make for a cool RPG game. I'll just say Batman, but you could kind of put a lot of characters or maybe even none and go with like a custom character. But I was talking with my friend about this with JD, and we thought you could make like an amazing Persona game. It's like basically plays like Persona. It's like in the daytime you're your alter ego, and then at night you're the superhero, and you have to like balance the two lives and things you do as the normal guy, like, you know, affect things and vice versa. So I think something like that would make for a really, really cool video game. That'd be a more RPG style.
That's sort of my idea too, is like a Persona style game, but take away something as cool as Batman and replace it with Archie. That's my idea. I want an Archie RPG and Arch PG, where Archie and his three friends are like the party.
Yeah,
and they like doing crazy stuff with Archie now. Like there's a comic book-ish like series of Archie where Jughead becomes a werewolf. Like they'll do fucking anything with Archie now.
Mm-hmm.
So I want like some sort of Archie RPG where like he has to battle in like these weird fantasy battles or something. I have no clue. I don't know how they'd do it, but I want that. I want Riverdale in the RPGs.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking like something like I'm not as versed in comic book characters, but my thought would be like a character that absorbs powers, like some kind of vampire or something, would make for a logical RPG. Like you beat enemies, you know, absorb XP, and then you grow that way. I'm not sure. Like I guess more the anti-hero style, maybe like a Spawn or something.
You got awful close. You said vampire. You got awful close to bringing up Morbius. I was gonna say it's Morbin time.
Yeah.
What an RPG where you play as Dilbert?
Dilbert.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, that's genius. Like some of those like Sunday comics.
Yeah.
Like newspaper characters. Oh man.
Was it like Luann or
good.
wasn't there one like Luann or something? It might not have been Luann, but just something in that line. Yeah.
It's like Far Side
Peanut
comics.
Gallery.
And stuff. Garfield.
RPG.
Yeah. The Peanuts.
Yeah. Just games where like you always hate Mondays. That would be a cool game.
Dude, I want a game that's a crossover between Garfield and Heathcliff. How have we not gotten that yet? That'd be epic.
That'd be cool.
Just before we move on, BioPhoenix says the X-Men gamer need to reset the console to beat the level. I didn't know about that. Batman Forever is terrible, but has an underrated OST. And, quote, stay out of Riverdale. End quote. We're now going to go to the Legend of Leo. Question: which female superhero would you dress up as in public for a day? Wig and makeup included.
No, I thought he gave us options.
I could read some for you.
I was always a fan of Storm. I don't know why.
Ooh,
I just love Storm. So that's what I would do.
See you as more of a She-Hulk kind of guy.
Go green. Wear my Green Man outfit.
He said superheroes, but my fucking brain keeps thinking of Batman villains. I don't know why. Because I've been playing Batman. So my brain's like, Harley Quinn, oh, that's a villain. Catwoman, oh shit, that's a villain.
Well, Catwoman seems, she kind of like goes
Catwoman, she flip-flops. She's like chaotic neutral.
Yeah. That's a good way.
Dress up as in public
for a day.
I see, like I would just want to go all in. I think like I would like put me in the leather suit, Catwoman style. You know.
I'm gonna go. I'm
Nice.
gonna go Iron. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ironheart because that's just female Iron Man. So I just get to be in an Iron Man suit. That looks kind of different.
I don't know who Ironheart is. Oh, but I guess it's just a female, like you said, a female
Yeah, it's
Iron
just a
Man.
female variant.
Does
Yeah.
that do they add anything to make it like feminine, or is it just?
It's. I mean, it's this. It's like Samus. You know, it's like the suit like fits the body. So
Well,
you can tell
Samus
it's
doesn't
female.
necessarily look like a female. Well, now they more so, but originally it
Yeah,
didn't
you
really.
know what I mean though. Like it like fits her curve. Yeah, now it like her suit like fits her curves. That's
Mhm.
kind of what her suit does. It's
Okay.
not as bulky as Iron Man.
Gotcha. Does it have like tits? Tits
You
on
want a
the
titless one?
tits on the suit. I always like it when they add that.
Yeah, put the tits on the robot. Please.
We gotta put. It's like I'm okay. They're like no, we gotta add this.
Gotta add the tits. Like because like some of the other female superheroes though, like I don't know, some of them have like really weird costumes that I like not in the MCU version necessarily, but I like Miss Marvel, but I don't know if I don't think I could wear her costume. I'm too fat. I don't think it'll work.
Just have some gut showing, you know.
That's the joke.
It's fine.
Just look at it. Yeah. I don't think I can pull it off. That's all I'm saying.
They'd be asking you to pull it off. Quite frankly, is what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Whoa. They'd be like, take that off, boy.
Come on, boy.
Another problem is like I don't know half of these. Like Black Canary,
That's DC.
Kitty Pride,
That's X-Men.
John Gray.
Jean Grey. That's an X-Men.
Jean Grey. You don't know Jean Grey?
She's
No, it's been a while since I watched X-Men.
She was Cyclops and Wolverine's love interest.
Yeah. If you ever watched the X-Men movies, Wolverine cries about her for like 5 movies.
I just checked out of Wolverine for
She turns
I
into
love
the
Wolverine.
Phoenix.
after X-Men.
Fucking love Wolverine.
Who's Ro Monroe?
Oh, bro. Oh, bro.
Storm? Okay.
Oh,
That's
bro.
right.
No, ro.
Legitimately.
Oh, go, ro.
Ro Monroe. That's the name. That's
Serious?
intentional.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was it? Sorry, you guys cut out for a minute. What?
Oh.
The...
Monroe.
that's
all
Storm's
together.
name.
Dude, there's a lot of whatever. Next.
Okay. This one comes from TurboZone Gaming.
Turbo.
Turbo Gaming.
Gaming. Based on their personalities, what superhero comic book powers would you give your co-hosts?
Alex, let's start with
I think
Teddy.
I just want to see. Oh, I was gonna say I want to see Alex with like the Cyclops, like
Ooh,
band.
advisor.
Yeah. I think you'd rock that pretty well. And then I think Spencer should go Hulk mode, just like tear the shirt off and like. Rah!
Ooh, I was thinking the
Just
same
raging.
thing for Spencer. Yeah, I was thinking like Spencer could do like some like super strength.
It just goes green.
That's my power. Is that I turn green.
Yeah. No, but I want it to be a problem. I'm gonna give you the thing from Fantastic Four. That way, like you're strong, but you also look like a
Like terrifying.
hemorrhoid.
Why would you do
Yeah.
that to me? That's so rude.
You're welcome.
If you want, you could just be sane Bannon, like after, like when he's like kind of calm Hulk.
I'm okay with the Hulk one, but
Sexy Hulk.
Alex says he wants to turn me into this ugly rock monster.
Ben's awesome. Everyone loves the Thing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just wait till that movie comes out.
I like the Hulk. You can make me the Hulk, I guess. That's fine.
Fine. We'll give you the Hulk powers. So if you have better clothes, because if not, your clothes are just gonna rip every time.
What's Teddy's superpower?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, man. Like Teddy, one of his personas on the internet is the chillest of the chill. I was thinking ice powers, like Iceman or something.
Okay.
I don't know if you got something better.
Well, and he lives in a colder climate than me, so which
That's true.
most do. So, so I guess we could make him that. Yeah. The northern winds, the northern ice winds.
Superheroes have ice abilities.
Iceman does from the X-Men.
What would
He's just a big
Alex
he's just a big popsicle.
and Dr. Freeze or Mr. Freeze, I guess. Mr. Freeze.
That's not a superhero. But yeah, I guess I didn't specify superhero. It's the powers.
I could be the Penguin.
No.
Yeah, but you gotta have that nose. Mr. Freeze is better, even though his wife's like sick and frozen, right? But still.
Okay. I mean, let's face it. Like DeVito's in New York, he kind of like has like the Italian vibe going. He's got an army of penguins. Like that's not bad.
Terry's making a good point. You would be Spider-Man, based on your location.
Do you like spiders? I tolerate most bugs, but spiders I'm down with.
Would you let a bunch of spiders actively bite you just to try to get Spider-Man powers?
In the comic verse, yes, but in real life, no.
Okay.
So no. So yes. What would Alex's superpower be?
Like logically, I mean, because I just said that like the Cyclops thing out of like I think it would be cool, but I mean, can we go into the Sonic verse? Sonic has the Archie comics, so he could become like Super Alex, go like Super Saiyan, hair spikes up and goes blonde,
and goes
just
like
runs around at the speed of sound.
very fast. Yeah.
Oh my god! But can I be like There's a version of the Sonic comics that's in Europe. That's the Fleetway comics, and Supersonic in that version of the comics is a fucking sociopath. Like he just goes crazy and doesn't give a shit about anybody else. So it's like normal Sonic's still like the hero version of Sonic, but then whenever he turns Supersonic, he's just a fucking asshole. That's the version I want. It's just like I gain all this power, but I'm nuts.
I feel like you might make for a more logical Robotnik, like a mad scientist, knows everything about all the tech, has his robots.
I'm already fat.
Oh my
Just put me in the
God.
suit.
Yeah, I think Robotnik is actually a pretty good choice. Not because of the appearance, because of the technical wizardry.
The concept, yeah. Jim Carrey played a Robotnik, you know?
Yeah.
So
He's still playing Robotnik. He'll be in that movie. And he's
there
fat.
you go.
Terry's popping off in the comics. He's catching up in the comments. He's catching up for lost time.
What's up, Terry? Bio says there's nothing wrong with being a rock dude.
Yeah, dude, the thing's awesome.
No, he's not. He's absolutely not.
Come on,
Do you
stop
like
it.
the rock dude from Guardians of the Galaxy? Like he's funny at least.
The Rock dude?
Which one? Hold on. Which one? Which
The one with the
rock?
British accent.
Oh, that's from Thor, right? You're talking about.
Or Australian. It is Thor. But isn't
Yeah,
he
it's
in
from-
Guard? Oh,
What the hell is his name?
I guess so.
I forgot.
I feel like there's a crossover. I don't know the name.
Oh, they all
Ragnarok. I know what you're
cross
talking about.
over. They all cross over. It's called the MCU.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He says, Alex, we know you want to see Spencer strip on stream, but that would be against YouTube's terms of service. I think he's talking about the Hulk stuff. And he said,
the Hulk thing.
Majority would absolutely be Spider-Man. Okay. Bio says if you're Mr. Freeze, then you're also Arnold. And
Good point.
well, you could do the Arnold one, or you could do the objectively better one from the animated series.
Yeah, but Arnold.
But Arnold, okay.
Listen,
and then
Arnold and DeVito are twins.
Oh my god.
that's true.
I've never put that together before. The Penguin and Mr. Freeze are twins.
And they're in the movie series. Yeah. And then he says Alex would be Deadpool. Yeah, that's actually not a bad one.
Do I give off Deadpool vibes?
Yeah. It's like close to like No More Heroes-esque
Yeah.
vibe, so I kind of see it.
Travis actually mentions Deadpool in Travis Strikes Again because that's like after Deadpool got popular, that movie released, and then Travis mentions how they've been breaking the fourth wall since before Deadpool released.
I feel like you could also be the hunter from Turok.
You mean Turok?
Yeah, Turok.
That's his name.
Turok?
Well, really, that he's Talset in that one, but Turok's like the title. Like it's like a title passed down.
Why isn't the first game called One Rock?
It's Turok. Spencer would be Wolverine. I don't. Spencer, do you feel like a Wolverine?
No, I think that's a stupid comment.
You know what? When I first met you, you were shorter than I expected.
Mr. likes water, so he should be Aquaman.
Oh my god, dude!
Wait, why do I like water? When did
But not. Oh, you don't remember the water arc? You had a bunch of water
the water
bottles. Remember
phase.
that? Yeah, remember that?
No.
It's like the beginning of the show. It always had water.
Dude, there's video evidence of you with like
Oh, drinking water.
24 pack of empty water
Yeah.
bottles.
Oh
man.
my god!
Yeah.
As a human being, yes, I drink water.
You're really into water. Like that's your
Yeah.
thing.
It's kind of my thing for living day to
Yeah.
day.
So
You guys are also
Aquaman.
into water. You guys just put other shit in it, but it's still whatever.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I drink water too. I just, I don't. It doesn't invade my streams. My podcasts and stuff.
You're right.
It's not noticeable.
You
hide
don't.
it.
You don't have a noticeable addiction to
Yeah, I don't
water.
have a noticeable water problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, today I'm having a root beer though, so it's fine.
Bio says that the animated movie for Turok was actually good. I don't believe you. Terry
It
says,
was. It is, and
No.
it's on YouTube. You can watch it for free.
Yeah. Watch me not. Spencer has his own water collection. What are you talking about? People are crazy.
You're an enthusiast.
Yeah,
You
I'm
collect
like a water enthusiast. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Spencer. He's got all the water.
This bottle of Deer Park has been aging for,
Yeah,
for
aged.
17 years.
You're Adam Sandler, water boy.
Oh, Terry's calling. Yeah, he says you're addicted to Arby's, Alex.
See, I don't deny my truth,
You're
Spencer.
a cowboy hero. Kid Rock.
Okay, Kid Rock is not even close to being a hero. Kid Rock's a villain.
Half the country. Country is the #1 selling genre.
All right, you guys ready to do the wheel?
Oh, there's one more.
Just one more.
That's for
Oh.
me.
Oh,
Majority.
I thought it was it. Sorry, my bad.
I forgive you. What video game series would make for a great comic book or manga?
There's already a lot of those too.
It's true. There's like the Kirby one.
Sonic,
Zelda
Mega
ones.
Man, yeah. Wait for a great one. That's the thing. Is that I can name anything and it could be drawn to a comic book, but it has to be good.
Yeah, it's gotta have like the plot line.
Yeah.
I guess.
You know what? I'll do, and I know that they already exist. And I actually really like the art for it, so I'm going to say Metal Gear Solid. I'd like to see an expansion of that because I know there's some. I don't know how extensive they are though.
I don't know if these exist, if they've ever done comics for these, but because I have some novelizations. I would like to see some stuff for Diablo in like comic book form. It's very. I think that would work. I don't know if they have though. Like I said, I have like some novelizations of Diablo stuff, but I've never seen Diablo comics, so don't know if that happened yet.
It's called Hellboy. It already exists.
Wow. You ain't wrong.
I played a bit of it, but it's just roguelikes are not my thing. But I think that the art style leans into it, and then some of the plot too. Hades could make for like a really cool
That would be a cool
comic
one,
book.
I need to pick that up.
Greco-Roman mythology.
I need to pick that game up again because the second one came out and I was like, damn, I never even I liked the first one, but I never even got through it all.
It's tough.
Okay, people in the comments, the question wasn't, there was no rule that says that it couldn't already be one. We're just giving out
that's what we like to
ideas
see.
here.
Yeah, what we would like to see. Guess what? If it exists, that means I can fucking see it.
Yeah, quit being annoying.
Congratulations.
Oh, I think that one may already had a comic book.
Yeah, Nintendo
Fine.
Power used to publish issues of
Fuck
Star
it.
Fox.
I'm picking Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I want to see that in the comic book. Everybody loves that series, right?
Yeah. What Hello Kitty cruisers? Let's freaking go.
Clever.
We're going to town.
Hello Kitty
Blubber.
Cruisers, the comic book. I'm trying to picture that in my head. I'm trying to read that in my.
And Sanrio's racing down the aisle. No, I can't do it. Meow. We got some ones in the live stream here. Biophoenix says, I don't think Fatal Frame has one. I've never played Fatal Frame, but I always see it and I'm like, oh, that's a
Fatal Frame's weird.
horror game.
Fatal Frame's odd. It's like it's like Pokemon Snap for ghosts.
There was like a one on the Wii that I owned and I never tried. I kind of regret not trying it. It was like, I think it's called like Shattered or something. It was like you hold the flashlight.
I don't know. Was that a Fatal Frame one? I had some weird Wii horror games.
I don't think it was.
Yeah,
But it was one of those games that people really liked.
Was it? I had one called The Calling. You ever seen that one? That was a Hudson Soft game. You were in a Japanese school, and you then you would get calls from ghosts, and it would come through your Wiimote, and you'd listen to it. Stuff. It was weird.
You had Wii horror games. Do you wish they were bigger?
Moving on.
No. Yes.
Thank you, Teddy.
He says, "Get Vex in there. Get my boy Vex a comic. Get Gex a comic. Get Vex a comic. Get Shrek a comic."
Luther Lex. Shreks. All right, ready for some wheel time?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wheelage. We're
So-
rolling this.
While Teddy's getting that up here, spoiler alert, I don't even have a game. So if it lands on me, it's gonna be you
think of
two
something?
telling me what to pick. And I get to pick from you two.
Oh, you can't even think of something off the top of your head?
When Teddy introduced that idea, I said that's genius because I don't want to pick anything because anything I pick, Alex doesn't play and then
God, here we fucking
complains
go.
about it. So I've given up on trying to make Alex play anything, and this works best for me.
Yeah. No, I'm never
What are you gonna do if it lands on one of us? You have to pitch a game.
I'll pitch you a crazy ass game.
It might be. See, I'm not opposed to that. I think that would be a good way to kind of go out.
I got a crazy game to pitch, but I'm not going to come in here with a game.
Spencer got hurt by the Mickey Mouse episode.
I did. Yeah, I did get hurt a little bit, and I'm burned, and you can see the wounds on me.
I know.
This was in the yellow. The yellow flag is being thrown.
Caution! Caution!
It's throwing caution to the wheel.
Hell yeah, I love this.
Well, Alex, it's your month, so tell me when to spin. And remember, don't announce if you win. Don't announce it yet. You wait till you get pitched to.
Spin the wheel.
Spinning. Spinning.
Anticlimactic.
Oh,
here we go.
Perfect.
It's not rigged.
Wow.
I am the winner. Teddy,
So,
what game do you have in mind? You have 1 minute to tell me.
Boy, do I have the highly esteemed indie game that we've never considered before, but it's bound to blow your socks off as well as our audience. I think it's a great way to commemorate our history together, our successes, our failures, and it's at a nice short length of about 4 hours. And I think it's got a great variety of levels and concept. It's called Mutant Muds.
What is Mutant Muds?
An indie game with parallax scrolling and back to forth scrolling, and you shoot shit on the screen. Literal piles of mud.
Okay. Is it mud in the classic sense where it's I think it was like they use like characters on screen to represent like pixels and stuff?
Yeah, and what would be interesting is their leaps between background and foreground.
Okay. Anything else within the 5 seconds you still have?
The kid looks like the kid with the glasses in Earthbound.
Oh, Jeff. Okay. All right, Alex.
That's my case.
That's you got your work cut out for you, buddy. You have 1
All right.
minute starting now.
So my original pick was going to be Mega Man 2 because Mega Man was one of my favorite episodes from last year. But I've swerved last minute. Spencer inspired me. I would like to offer up some a chance for redemption here today, because I'm going to actually offer Disney's Magical Quest 2: The Great Circus Mystery, starring Mickey and Minnie, as my game pick. That's right. I want a chance to redeem myself in the eyes of the mouse, Mickey Mouse. And I would like to complete this game for a map.
What console is this on?
Super Nintendo. It's a sequel to the game that I didn't finish.
Well, you don't know how the first one ends.
It probably ends with Mickey like winning, going to bed. Who cares? We're going to the circus in this one, Spencer.
The circus is nice. You have 10 seconds. Anything else?
It's the Great Circus Mystery. Don't you want to know what happens?
Now I'm intrigued. Yes. Okay, your time's up.
We debate each other.
Teddy, what
No.
console does yours come out on?
I think you can get it on all modern platforms. I played it on 3DS, but I think I also own it on Switch. I'll verify that for you right now.
Yes, please do that.
Mutant Muds Collection for Nintendo Switch. Also on PlayStation 4 and Windows. I believe it's on Steam.
Mutant Muds. I'm looking at it now. Oh no, this isn't the Muds I was thinking of. This is interesting, boys.
Think about how much you love the Super Nintendo. And getting to experience a brand new game you've never played before.
On the Super Nintendo. What's the playtime?
Not on it, for the Super Nintendo.
What's the how long to beat for this game?
For what? For mine?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hold on.
Tell me the name again. I'll look it up.
It's Disney's Magical Quest 2: The Great Circus Mystery. Mickey, Minnie Mouse. It's a long name.
An hour 50 for main story.
There you go.
Wait, but that's Disney's Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. The Great
No,
Circus.
Yeah, we need a sequel.
This is a sequel.
Main story is 1 hour.
Well, shorter.
Even shorter than the first.
I have more of a chance. Yeah.
Okay, I think I made my decision. I'm going with Alex's pick.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Disney fan, and I want to see if Alex can actually finish a Disney video game. So I'm intrigued.
I want to make a deal with you, Spencer. If I finish this fucking Mickey Mouse game, you'll never bring up the fact that I didn't finish the first Mickey Mouse game ever again.
I like stakes. See when I see this stuff, I want our viewers to have stakes in the in what they're seeing, so they have a reason to tune in, and that would be an interesting stake because I can't bring it up. Deal. If you can beat it, I will not bring up that you never beat the first one again. After the podcast.
Okay.
I don't know, Spencer. You're risking getting burnt again.
I mean, yeah, but what happens if you don't finish it, Alex? Let's add a stake on that side of it.
What do you want? What do you want?
I want you to do at some point, doesn't have to be immediate, but a live stream of one of those games.
Okay.
I think you can get them on PS4, right? Get one of them.
Which games?
Just one of the Mickey Disney games.
Okay. Sure.
The first one. We'll do the first one because you failed that one. You failed it. I like using that word.
Failed.
All right. So there it is. If you finish it, I'll never mention it again. And if you don't, you have to live stream the first one and beat it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
There we go. There it is.
I gave up Mega Man 2
for the end of the year.
I gave up Mega Man 2 for my chance of redemption.
I was thinking about Mega Man 2 as an option, but I wanted to like veer in the like different side, you know? I guess it was too muddy for Spencer.
That does look like Jeff from Earthbound, though.
Yeah, it does.
What was your crazy pick?
Grease.
Grease?
Yeah, it's a very, very artsy
Movie?
side scroller.
We're playing. Oh, wait. Yo. Oh, I thought, you know what? I always thought that was Gris.
It could be Gris. I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's not
spelled? Okay. Yeah, I
thought of it that way too.
Yeah. I was like, Grease, the movie? Oh, yeah, we're going to watch the movie
It's
Grease.
real pussy wagon. Yeah. All right.
Cool. So,
Well, it is Game Talk, so we're going to talk about games. Alex, it's your month. You decide who's got the comic book game for you.
eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pick a mapper by his toe. I think I'm going to go with... I'm really curious. Spencer said some things before the show started, so I think I'm going to go with Spencer for the first one.
Okay.
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 Once I just have to.
Okay.
Take your time.
Yeah, man. Take your time. We have all the time in the world. I don't
Yeah.
go anywhere. I don't be today's month. Yeah. It's fine.
What's the rush?
Yeah, Spencer.
What's the big idea?
just give me a second here. Give me a second.
I'm giving
What's
you. I'm
the
giving you all
deal
a
with
second, man.
Game Talk?
Give me a second.
Let's see what my Amazon package is. What we're doing.
Okay. So the game I'm picking today is called City of Heroes. This is an MMORPG that came out in 2009. So I wanted to use this story, and I feel like this might be kind of cheating, perhaps. And I know I've criticized people for not picking something that entirely meets the criteria. So for that, I apologize. You can call me out if you'd like. It's a comic book styled MMORPG. It's not based off one specific comic, but it is based off of comics in general. So I thought I'll use this one. City of Heroes came out. Actually, the game was launched in North America in 2004 and in Europe in 2005. Players created super-powered player characters that could team up with others to complete missions and fight criminals belonging to various gangs and organizations in the fictional Paragon City. I find this game fascinating because it came out in that era where WoW is picking up a lot of steam. And so you had other games that are trying to fill that niche as well. And this was one of them, and it's actually one of the better ones. People that might remember this game could remember that you could create your own superhero, and down the road you could actually also create a super villain, and they could all intermingle. There's a lot of customization you can do as far as body type, colors, the different styles, the different kinds of superhero you wanted to be. You could be like a psychic using superhero, a super strong one that used magic. They had little nods to all the ones that you would think of, like all the Supermans, and you can even make something akin to Poison Ivy. Just like a lot of little nods to comic books. And then, of course, the stories and the places you would explore were cities and towns, and there would be thugs on the street that you had to beat up and save people from. And the quests were kind of like WoW, but obviously more stylized off of superheroes. I didn't love this game, but a friend of mine really did, so I did play a large portion of it. And I think what's really interesting about this one is obviously this game shut down many years ago. On August 31st, 2012, NCSoft terminated Paragon Studios, which is the group that made this, ending all production of City of Heroes with the last day of services on November 30th, 2012. But it gets more interesting. In April 2019, source code capable of running a City of Heroes server was distributed widely. This made it possible to create City of Heroes servers outside the direct purview of NCSoft and revived interest in the game, which by then had been out of development for more than 6 years. They then squashed that. But on January 4th, 2024, this year, NCSoft granted Homecoming Servers, LLC, who operated the rogue server of Homecoming City of Heroes, an official license to host the game. And this game is currently live and playable for free right now, which is kind of bizarre to play a game that's that old. Now it just has like very different sensibilities of what an MMORPG is supposed to be. Graphically, it looks not horrible, but certainly dated. You can definitely tell this is an older game. And I did play it a little bit. I started my character, got through the tutorial, got through some of the quests, found some of the ideas that it had really interesting. It has quests that evolve as you're questing. So like your quest is to go save some people. You beat up the people that are stopping them and find clues while on that quest that there's a hidden hideout nearby. And then through that, you go to the hideout and you can contact the quest giver through a phone, because it's not like medieval or anything. So you can just contact people on phones and say like, I found their hideout. And then you can push further and further. Really, really interesting in that way that you don't even see a lot today. So I was really impressed by that. But the community's there. I ran into a couple humans while I was questing, and I was only in the starter zone, so that was kind of cool. And even saw in the chat people were looking for groups to complete dungeons. So I wanted to just emphasize this game as a very, very rare instance where the publisher was not a complete dick and actually let people have fun with a game that doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't really happen very often, so it's nice to celebrate it when it's here. I applaud NCSoft for not squashing this like other companies like Nintendo probably would, and letting them do it. I'm sure there's some kind of financial incentive. The game still runs off of donations, so I think they still request donations from you. I didn't pay anything, but you could donate to them if you wanted to get into it. But otherwise, it's free to play, and you can just go have fun with it. There's no incentive to do anything else. So a rare win for video gamers, and so hopefully they can do that with other games in the future. City of Heroes. If you're into MMOs and superheroes, check it out.
Cool. What kind of hero did you run?
A fighter. Made a really big dude. And
was he green?
He was very, very green. And
Not blue.
Not the Incredible Blue Hulk. And I just ran through and tried to like punch people to death as much as possible, and I certainly did. And I remember playing this back in the day. I played as more of like a psychic user. Because my tastes in these kinds of games have changed a little bit, where I used to be more of a spellcaster, and now I like to play a physical damage dealer. But I mean, all those are possible. I admired too with it. I forgot about this, that every character has some sort of mobility to them as well. Because like superheroes can always do stuff like do crazy mobile stuff, and some of them can jump, some can run really fast, some can fly. Mine can just run really fast. It's his deal.
I kind of missed it, but are your objectives with the online components to work together with people or fight against them?
It's like any other MMORPG. I didn't get into any PvP, but I'm sure there is some. But it if you're playing World of Warcraft, you can do things by yourself to quest through things. I suspect it gets very difficult to do that later, just based off of what I played. But you can do it by yourself, and then there's obviously dungeons where you have to get groups to do it.
Nice. Yeah, I remember seeing like commercials for this back in the day. I was never an MMO guy, but I remember City of Heroes was like a name that I would hear a lot for like TV ads and stuff. So yeah, that's the only connection I have to it. But it's cool to like actually get to hear about it.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what to play for this one because I like several comic book games, and there were a couple in the running. And then I remembered this game, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be interesting to talk about," even though I can't play it. Lo and behold, you can play it, and it was kind of a mindfuck to go back and go through it after so many years. And I was just so happy that something like this is even possible. It's like, I really, really hope that they take some of those games that run off servers, and that they've shut the servers down, and they can just bring them back, and then passionate people can just play it for free.
Well, anything with a big fan base will, get that. Surely, there's a lot of games like that. I think even like Final Fantasy 11, you can still play.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That game's dead.
You know anything about the City of Villains thing? It's like a spinoff, or
Yeah, so they run parallels. They ran off the same subscription. This was a subscription model when it originally came out, and it was almost like an expansion. So it was run off the same subscription model. So you just had to buy the base game, and then you were good. The areas that you start in are different, and obviously the tone of the character you make is different. But I think the core gameplay is pretty similar. Kind of reminds me of the Old Republic. Not Knights of the Old Republic, but the Old Republic, which was the MMORPG they made, which I actually really got into, where you could play as an evil character or as a good character. Well, it almost had like a weird dichotomy with that one, was because you could play on the light side as an evil or good guy, or you could play on the dark side as an evil or good guy. You can do the math on how much sense that makes, but like that
doesn't make any sense.
Took that up a notch, and made it even better. But it kind of reminded me of that, where it's like, if you're a villain, you're gonna have quests that are evil, I guess, and if you're a good guy, you have like, save the people on the streets from the thugs.
What if I want to be like an anti-hero? Like what if I want to be the Punisher?
You could certainly make the Punisher as a character. I don't know that you could, because in this game the quests don't appear to have as much like freedom to decide throughout the quest.
It sounds kind of it sounds kind of Fable-y, where it's like you're either good or bad, right?
Fable is the ultimate game of making choices, and
no, I'm saying that's what it sounds like to me.
Yes,
like
the ultimate game.
No, I didn't mean ultimate. I meant bad. I meant like surface level.
Yeah,
it sounds like Fable, where it sounds like Fable, where it's surface level, where the missions are like either good or bad.
Right.
I think Spencer was giving it its flowers. I think he likes Fable.
No, I was being facetious for sure. No,
but I was dissing Fable. I don't think Spencer understood that.
No, I was trying to be facetious. No, you're right. In this one, it's more cut and dry. 'Whereas I think in the Old Republic, they really gave you the choices. And you could, because in this game the quests don't appear to have as much freedom to decide throughout the quest.
Mm.
They don't have as much freedom to decide throughout the quest. You could certainly make the Punisher as a character. I don't know that you could, because in this game the quests don't appear to have as much freedom to decide throughout the quest. You could certainly make the Punisher as a character. I don't know that you could, because in this game the quests don't appear to have as much freedom to decide throughout the quest. You could certainly make the Punisher as a character. I don't know that you could, because in this game the quests don't appear to have as much freedom to decide throughout the quest. You could certainly make the Punisher as a character. I don't know that you could, because in this game the quests don't appear to have as much freedom to decide throughout the quest. You could certainly make the Punisher as a character. I don't know that you could, because in this game the quests don't appear to have as much freedom to decide throughout the quest. to be evil, and then it affected certain stats that ended up not mattering. But yeah, in this one it's very cut and dry. Which if you look at the time, that's kind of how it should be. They hadn't comic book movies and stuff hadn't become dark yet. So nowadays it's like every hero has to be conflicted, but back then it wasn't quite there yet.
I don't know, or goofy. There's also like the goofy comic books too.
Did you say
Comic book
goofy?
movies were just it's me. Comic book movies were just in like a different state back then, you know.
Yeah,
Like the way that we, you know. Now it's like all homogenized. But back then it was like comic book movies were like kind of cool for a bit, you know. It was like a lot of them bad, but you know, it was like
they kind of
Spider like Tom McGuire's Spider-Man was cool, you know. Like a lot of the movies are cool.
yeah, they each kind of had their own identity.
Yeah,
Which was wild.
Yeah.
I remember watching the
Like-
the first Venom, and that movie really felt like a 90s comic book movie.
You know, I've never watched those because I don't like the Sony stuff, but I'm kind of curious to watch the Venom movies now. There's like 3 of them.
I haven't even seen the newest one, but the first one, the second one was fine too, but the first one really felt like it was from the 90s. Like it just had its
All I
own-
know about the third movie is that there's a Venom horse. He like symbiotes a horse.
Oh hell
for
yeah.
part of it. Yeah, I'm like,
Nice.
okay, that's weird. Whatever.
We got some chat,
Let's hear it.
some live stream chat.
We have a
I'll
lot
go
of
down
chat.
the
You already
list.
know what the chat is.
Stop me when you want to respond to something. We're gonna start with Terry309. I'll give my best British accent. Oh no, not an MMO. So, in other words, City of Heroes is horrible solely because it's an MMO. BioPhoenix. Well, there goes all my interests. LMAO. Terry. Yeah, what a shame. Talk about ruining what could have been a good game by making it an MMO. So it has always online DRM and other bullshit. The quests are like, wow. This is in World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Boring.
Mm.
Yep. Shut down. Say goodbye to all your progress. You wasted all your money and time on this shitty game you can't play anymore. That's why MMOs are inherently bad.
Mm.
BioPhoenix. If it's free, does that mean there's no monthly subscription?
That's correct. There's no monthly
Spencer
subscription.
answered that one.
There's no monthly subscription for it, and there's no purchase price. And it's been running since
Stay
January.
with your goodwill.
Mhm.
Nice.
And they are currently creating new content for it. I wouldn't know what's new and what's not. It's been too long.
Harry, it means there will be some other form of money-making scheme brewing. Don't hold your breath. Better solution, don't make MMOs. Don't make games that run on servers. Period. I think just don't make games, Terry.
Guys,
Just
I don't
make
like
games.
I don't like spaghetti, so they should stop just making spaghetti. Like nobody should like spaghetti because I don't like spaghetti.
Yeah.
Start making it with spaghetti sauce.
King
You need to make
Terry's
your own.
King Terry's decree.
Yeah.
Butter and
spaghetti's
olive
awful.
oil only.
Just make games that people can play solo and have a multiplayer option. I love that. Play games that people can play solo alone in their
So
dark room.
You still have to pay. You still have to pay for the servers, which means inherently, if they're not making money from it, they're still going to charge you.
If it's not Warcraft 3, it's bad. That's the logic.
Yeah.
Always online DRM is never a good thing. What's DRM short for?
Digital rights media? Something. Digital rights something.
Dude's really meaty.
Dude, yeah, the dude is really meaty. It's for the Incredible Hulk.
Really meaty dudes, always online, never a good thing.
Dude's really meaty. Check it out. There's a DRM over there.
Yeah, DRM basically means that you just have to constantly register yourself as a user, as a valid user of said property.
Gotta give up the cookies.
Yes.
BioPhoenix here. I'll give my best Canadian. I'll add some as in there, and I don't know. What's a good other Canadian word or phrase?
The boot.
Oh, eh?
Yeah.
A boat? Apparently. This is Irish or
That's
something.
Irish.
I
That's
don't know.
Irish. Yeah. You go. Okay. Well, just do them Irish. That's fine.
Apparently, Bush Sr. hated broccoli so much, he said, if I had the power and ban them, I probably would. Eh?
So that was like a mixture of Irish and then like Cockney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You threw the A, so I'll yeah.
I'm Canadian, I guess. A bold
Apparently, Bush
choice.
Sr. hated broccoli, eh? So much, he said, if I had the power to ban them, I probably would, That's about what I do. It's Irish, though. I don't know. I can't escape the Irish.
Just a hint of Irish.
Now
Cool.
I sound like an Aussie. The Australian, really? I'll be Australian, be like, apparently Bush Senior hated broccoli.
Maybe a broccoli ate your baby.
Maybe if he lowered the price of the petrol.
Oi, matey, the kangaroos hated Bush Senior.
I saw on the telly.
They told him, stop feeding them all the broccolis. The kangaroos are going to take over.
All right, do I get to pick it or
What
does
we
Alex
want
pick?
is the wallaby supremacy. Anyways, yeah, go ahead, pick. Or it's up to
Yeah,
Alex,
yeah,
actually. You can
You
decide.
can, yeah. Well, if it's up to me, I say Pincer can pick it.
Pencer, huh? Oh,
I forgot the S.
my little cheeky.
Mike Pencer.
Mike Pincer.
Yeah, Mike Pencer. Well, it's Alex's one, so I'll let him go last. So, Teddy, go ahead.
All right, pull up the footy, Spencer. We're doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist for the Sega Genesis.
Turtles inside a shell. They're turtles. I think it's outside.
They are turtles. They have shells.
You like
They're green.
pizza?
They like pizza.
Me too.
You're good.
You say comic books, I say turtles. Why? Because we're talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of the classic comic book adaptations to all types of media, cinema, video games, pizza. And today I'm going to talk about the one for the Sega Genesis, one of the two, I believe. This one is the one that is a cult classic. If you look up best Genesis games of all time, this will pop up there. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist. I did not play this back in the day, but I did play it on the Turtles collection by Konami that has released recently. And it's been a fun way to play. For the record, the only other Turtles game that I have dabbled with enough was with you guys, and it was the recent game that came out for all the modern platforms, and we played it online. It is a map out Lost to Time. We have played it, and it exists somewhere. Perhaps swindled by this Hyperstone heist. We got heisted. The game came out in 1992, December, and I'll read you some of the plot. So April O'Neil is reporting from Liberty Island, very clearly New York. You see the Statue of Liberty. When in a sudden flash of light, she and her audience witness Manhattan Island. I love Manhattan Island. Starting to shrink. Shredder hijacks the airwaves and announces to the world that this was only a demonstration of the power of the Hyperstone, the treasure of Dimension X. With the Hyperstone in his possession, he now has the power to take over the world. Turtles have no choice but to go after Shredder and stop him. And so here we are. Pick your turtle: Leonardo, Raffaello, Donatello. Who's the fourth? Da Vinci?
Wait,
Yeah, Da Vinci.
wait. Who'd you say? Raphael?
Sam.
Who? Say your three.
Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael,
and Da
Michelangelo.
Vinci. No, Da Vinci.
big old the Michelob Ultra. This is a pretty cool option, is that you can pick from the 4 turtles, and you can play this 2-player co-op, but each of the turtles plays with different weapons. So one has 2 swords, one has these like pitchfork trident short looking things. Another one has a baton, and I didn't catch the last one. I only played with 2 of them. I tried the swords and the baton. I like this for a beat 'em up because I feel like most beat 'em ups is just your hands. What's up?
Do you not know who like the Ninja Turtles?
No.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I just feel so old
I
now.
don't know.
I feel so fucking old.
I know them, but I didn't like follow the turtles. I watched the live action one back in the day, and that was like my experience with them. But I
Yeah.
never went like, yeah, I'm a big turtles guy. But I still know it as like kind of one of the iconic beat 'em ups most people talk about, mostly like from the NES era.
It's okay, Teddy. You made me very sad. You can keep going.
Sorry to disappoint you,
No,
but I'm playing it
no,
now.
no, I just feel very old because when I was a kid, Ninja Turtles was fucking huge. Like I have pictures of myself at like 4 years old with headbands because I wanted to be a Ninja
Yeah.
Turtle. So anyway,
I guess part of it too is like, you know how you don't like sand?
yeah.
Like I live in New York, so I don't
You don't like turtles?
like I don't care much for New York representation.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's not an age thing. Maybe it's like a local thing.
Yeah, probably. I do like pizza, and there's lots of that in this game. Actually, could use some more. So I'll talk about the mechanics. I really like this for a beat 'em up because you get good reach with your weapons, and the trade-off is they're not as powerful as like a pickup item in, say, Streets of Rage. But one problem I tend to have with beat 'em ups is your range with your attacks is not good enough. I never really felt that as a problem in this one with either of the characters I played as. And I like some of the mechanics too. It's not just simple like uh, swing, jump, and then the other option is like power attack, because the Genesis controller would have 3 buttons. Depending on how you input directional pads, it kind of plays like a fighting game. Like you can pull off certain maneuvers, like a sword swing, or when you jump, you can do several layers of attacks, like a floaty kind of sword slash jump, or like a short range, like kind of like stabbing attack. There's a couple types of jumping attacks you can do, and it's pretty good at clearing the screen. The big kind of gimmick here, I guess, is also the kill counter. I think what they're going for here is just so many enemies on screen, and they tell you how many in a bar at the top. So I remember just playing the first level, I had taken out like 160 like ninjas and some robots. Then there's a final boss at the end. So I think they just want to give you tons of beat 'em up action, and that really carries you through a lot of the game. Like this is a good kind of like button masher game, and even when you get up close to the guys, you can like pick them up and start slamming them back and forth. I do think that it might play a little easier with the co-op enabled. I only played it single player, and I did have some issues there, which I'll get to. I'll talk a little bit about some of the options for like items and stuff. You can pick up pizzas, which restore your health. You have this huge health bar, but every enemy will take either 1 or 2 damage from you, depending on their attack type. And what you can do is you can actually use your power attack, and it takes some health from you, but it does more damage. So what I would do is I would wait till I see a pizza box, and then I would let the guys kind of crowd around me, start using that power attack, and then go refill back to max health. There's a bomb pickup, which puts you in this kind of spinning slash mode, which takes out most enemies, but it lasts for like 5 to 10 seconds. And then there'd be a boss at the end who would have a much bigger health bar. You'd see like 5 mini bars, but each one like carries like a good 5 to 10 hits. So you'd really need to be hacking away at these guys. They're really simple though. Like their attacks would mostly be like charge from one side of the screen to the other, and then when you get up too close, they might like throw you away. That was kind of tricky. Another guy throws a bunch of darts at you and has ninjas coming out from the woodworks too. And then what happens is there's only 5 levels in this game, but remember how many enemies there are, that it kind of drags out a bit. Stage 4 is a gauntlet, so you fight like those 3 bosses again, and you only have a limited number of lives. I even with max lives and 4 credits, found myself running very close to losing all 4 lives in 1 credit on that stage. And what happens is when you have to use another credit, it usually starts you from the beginning of the level unless their level has a checkpoint. But like for instance, with that gauntlet one, there is no checkpoint. So you would have to start from the beginning of the level. And oftentimes too, it's like, well, if you just carried over like 2 lives from the previous credit, well, you're going to die a little sooner. So not only are you killing like close to 500, 600, 700 enemies, you're doing that plus however many you needed to restart to. So that's kind of tricky. But I think if I was playing co-player, it wouldn't be an option or a problem, I should say, because you'd have like your 5 lives and your character, your co-player would have their 5 lives. Also, you get to earn extra lives like every 100 lives or so, or 100 kills. I stopped counting after like the first 100 though, so I was wondering like what those level up numbers are. I just found that the game kind of drags a little bit, but it's still pretty cool for a beat 'em up. I'm right at the last stage right now, and I'm about halfway through it, but I did just have to use a credit to restart at the checkpoint. So Shredder, here I come. But that's about my experience with these turtles I don't really know a lot about.
Dude, turtles are my freaking life as a kid.
Yeah.
Michelangelo uses
turtles.
nunchucks, nunchaku or whatever they call it.
Nunchaku, yeah.
Um,
I want to say it was nunchucks, but then like the other guy had the short like tridents, and I was like, is it nunchucks?
yeah. Raphael
cool.
uses the
I
sai.
used to- Thank you. Yeah, I used to have a pair of those somewhere.
What is it?
It's called sais. They're like the 3-pronged things. They're meant to, in like classical combat, they're meant to counter swords because you would like catch the sword and then twist, and then they would lose their sword. But he just uses them as weapons for. It's funny. Turtles are always funny because like half of the characters can't use their weapons because like then it would kill people and stab them. So they just use them like situationally, like to cut down a rope that holds boxes that fall on enemies.
Yeah.
Always like
That was
always
the
like
only thing in
Casey,
this
you
game
just
is
use
like
hockey.
you're using swords and you're like killing common enemies, but you barely feel it because they take so many hits. So your sword just feels like not a sword. It just feels like a
rod.
Like you're like a blunt object that you're hitting them with.
Yeah.
I always like Casey Jones because he just uses hockey equipment.
Yeah. Oh my god. So this game, I'm reading up on it here. It looks like it was based heavily on Turtles in Time.
Yeah, it's like a conversion.
Okay. And then but the levels are different to a point, and they have like they have elements from the other arcade game, like the most famous one. Like it's got like kind of it's almost like a weird merger of those two, at least from what I'm reading. Sounds good to me. I love these Turtles beat 'em ups. They're so much fun.
Grab that
You
collection,
have the
dude.
Cowabunga collection?
I mean, I don't have it because I mean, I like playing them with people. But if we want to get on that, I will totally.
I don't know.
get that going.
Those might have
Several of
online.
them
Those are
have online
digital
multiplayer. I can
clips.
tell you which ones.
Okay.
The arcade version has online. Turtles in Time does. Turtles 3 does. Turtles 4 does. This one does. Hyperstone Heist does. And Tournament Fighters does. The rest are not online.
Well, a lot of the rest are like Game Boy games too.
Didn't they release a new Ninja Turtles game just like or they're going to in like this month or a couple months ago? Like they're very recent one.
Oh yeah, I've seen something about that.
Because I had a good time when we played the other one that didn't exist.
Yeah, that's lost to time. The Shredder's Revenge playthrough.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of levels too. It was like 15 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was long.
gonna get you the list right now.
Yeah, if we want to
Yeah, that, like,
map some of
lot
these
of
out
games.
or just play them for fun online, I am totally
that-
down. I love these.
That Cowabunga collection is great anyway because that's done by Digital Eclipse, who's been doing a lot of like the different stuff that like they did all the Mega Man and Street Fighter collections, and then recently they've done like all the Atari stuff where they like document a lot of the behind the scenes stuff of a lot of games. They've been doing like great work with like their compilations, so it was cool to see them get to do like TMNT as one of
It's
them.
true. Yeah, I did notice the Digital Eclipse logo. The most recent Turtles game that came out was from October 18th, and it's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants Unleashed, and it's for all modern platforms.
That's the one you're talking about, then.
Yeah.
I like my mutants leashed, just so we're all clear.
Yeah. You gotta. You can't have them off.
You have to leash your mutants.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you that I played the shitload out of Turtles in Time with my brother. So I mean, it looks like it's pretty similar to that. So this game's definitely good. And then did I ever tell you the story about the first one about me like ignoring my family to play the arcade one? So like I have family that's out in the Midwest or the Midwest. You call it the Midwest? I don't know. Whatever. They're in Chicago, and we would see them like once every 4 years, and we came over to their house one time, and I think I was 8, and me and my brother we got in, we like said hi, we hugged, and then they were like, oh yeah, and if you ever get bored, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES downstairs. We immediately brushed them all off, went into their basement, and didn't leave for like 3 hours, just playing that game.
I remember this story.
Yeah,
you told this before, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It was insane. I look back at it like, is that even real? Like my dad should have beaten the shit out of he beat the shit out of me for so many things, but for that he just didn't care. Maybe I don't know. Just didn't even care that day.
How old were you?
Like 8. And yeah, we
who
just
cares?
completely blew
kids
off
go be
everybody.
kids.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was
I mean, that's
so much
like
fun,
that's
though.
almost like what you want. That's like an idol is the kids to just go be preoccupied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that was the thought going on there. But my God, I loved that game. Ninja Turtles was everything to me. I had videos of it. I had toys. Yeah, I was just obsessed with Ninja Turtles. I probably told my parents I wanted to be one. I'm sure I did.
Do you know which ones from back in the day were 4-player? Any? Probably not, right?
Well, obviously, if you played it on arcade, they were 4-player. As for a home console, I didn't get a multi-tap for my Super Nintendo until way late, and I don't really have anybody else to play it with anyway, besides my brother. So I didn't really test that one. It's possible that it was 4-player, but I don't really know.
All right. Well, should we get to the chat?
Yeah. You?
Anybody want to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. Terry said, not gonna lie, I thought it was Tessend for a minute there. I don't know what Tessend is.
He's talking about my Canadian accent.
Oh.
Another channel.
Oh, okay. Pizza sucks. Okay. Well, you're from England,
Wow.
so your opinion doesn't even.
Well, your
register.
pizza
Wrong.
probably has fucking beans on
Right.
it. Get out of here.
Fucking
Yeah, British pizza
yeah.
probably. Yeah.
No opinion there. Best Genesis game of all time isn't really saying much. I feel like it kind of is. BIOS has never made it into my top 30. Ouch.
31 ain't bad.
Terry says, "Can I play as Bob Ross? That would be kind of funny, like more modern artists for the characters."
Ooh, hell yeah.
Roberto. Terry says most superhero stuff is set in New York. That's a good point. Like a lot of the superhero stuff, I mean, they might not be outright set there.
A lot of the Marvel-y stuff and like stuff like that.
I don't know. I think a lot of them do it.
Strange, maybe.
Like they like
DC
I did
doesn't
like the
really do any
Spider-Man
New York.
movies from like the Tobey era, but it's just like, I just liked them. They weren't like same caliber to me as like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars.
well, like DC is like Metropolis, but it's basically New York, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's like they still make up their own cities. They're all made
Right,
up.
but they're still like the format is New York.
They have like Metropolis. Obviously, they have Gotham. They have like West something. What is Flashes? It's like Westview, West. I don't know what it's called.
He's
West City.
Detroit.
I think
Flash is Detroit.
I think it's just West City. I think it's just the name of his fucking city. It's just West City or something.
But like a lot of those are just they're basically New York. Like that's their
I mean, you're making a city.
Like I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
hard not to
some
base it off
like
of New
there.
York.
I wouldn't call like Gotham a New York. I'd call that more like a Chicago or something.
I guess.
I don't know.
Chicago's like a little baby
pretty,
New York.
It's pretty depressing. I would call it Cleveland.
Cleveland, like Drew Carey's popping out.
You know what? I would probably feel safer in Gotham than I would Cleveland.
That's true. I prefer adult mutant samurai tortoises in their mentor twig. Brian, welcome, Brian. Sadly, none of the NES
Brian.
or 16-bit Turtles games were 4-player. There you go. Guess they didn't work.
There we go.
Brian pops in with
A
some
modern
knowledge.
amenity.
But you were supposed to play these in arcades anyway.
Well, the NES had 4-player because they had the 4-score, right? You can plug in different 4 controllers and play games.
Well, if it's not built into the game, then it's
I say it's not impossible. It's just those games.
Yeah. Well, because you'd have to code it for the people that bought that. You got to think they'd be like, and somebody like 1 out of every 1,000 people will have this thing. Do you want to build something for them? And most of them, I'm sure, are just like, no,
dude.
Fuck that.
Even whenever I was growing up and I had like a PS2, I felt like a freak because I had the PS2 multi-tap, which, by the way, the PS2 multi-tap's adorable because it looks like a smaller PS2. And I had a lot of friends that were like, "What?" They were like, "You could what? A multi-tap?" We played a lot of 4-player games on PS2. That a lot of my friends were like, "I didn't know this was possible." Because
yeah, I used to play Champions of Norath on that. I was huge into that game on the multi-tap PS2.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Well, there you go. That's my comic book game.
That's it for Game Talk. Bye, everybody.
Great episode.
The episode's over. Yeah.
Wait.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
What? We're getting a signal. Beep, 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 beep,
Let me see if I can.
beep. Introducing comic books
if I can
character. Kid Rock. Let's join the premises. We've got our rock
I don't know if I
hero.
can even sing a Kid Rock song.
You can't?
What's a Kid Rock song?
I walk a lonely road, the only one
that is Green Day.
I'm gonna be a cowboy, baby.
Oh yeah, that one's Kid Rock. Cowboy, baby.
Spent all my time in Hollywood and back.
Even it's the Wild West movie.
Wild Wild West. That's Will Smith.
Kid Smith.
I get the two mixed up all the time. You know?
They're very similar. Yeah.
It is comic book month, so here I am today to talk about a comic book game. Here I am. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Talking about video games.
Another Kid Rock classic. Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. So Teddy talked about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there's actually a little bit of crossover in our topics today, because in the game Injustice 2, which is not my game, the TMNT were a guest character or guest characters. I guess they take up one fighter slot. The other character that was a guest character is actually my topic for today. Does anyone know who the other guest character was?
No.
For that game? No takers. It was Hellboy. Today I'm talking about Hellboy Web of Wyrd for modern consoles and PC. I played it on Steam because I have my Steam Deck and I want to play it that way. This game came out last year, and it is made by, let me get the studio's name up here, Good Shepherd Entertainment. Good Shepherd Entertainment before this, they made Weird West, which has a very similar art style. Whenever Weird West came out, people said, hey, that art style looks like Mike Mignola's art style from Hellboy. And you know what? It sure fucking did. And their next game just so happened to be a Hellboy game that they worked with Mike Mignola, the creator of Hellboy, to create. This game came out in 2023. It is a roguelike game. It came out for $20 brand new. That's kind of rare for a game of, like a licensed game like this. And it knows exactly what it's trying to be. And what it's trying to be is, it's good. It needs a little bit of work, I say. But I think that it nails a lot of aspects of Hellboy and comic books. And I'm going to talk about that today. Hellboy has always been a character that... What?
You should probably turn off the webcam. Yeah, there you go.
It's very Hellboy's always been a character that's had a hard time being adapted into other mediums. There's obviously the successful Ron Perlman movie that by Guillermo del Toro, which is good, but is nowhere near being accurate to what Hellboy is. It's just kind of a fun popcorn flick. And from there's been some other shitty movies and some really bad games. Web of Wyrd, I think, is the first time that somebody's actually attempted to adapt the Hellboy comics into something that is faithful to being, the Hellboy comics. Web of Wyrd is a roguelike where you're going to be playing through different runs. If you play at a game like Hades, which we brought up earlier, it's similar to a game like that. In Web of Wyrd, paranormal spikes have been happening all over the world. It turns out there's this other dimension called the Wyrd that is connected to our world. The BPRD, which is the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense, which is who Hellboy works for, they go to a European building called the Butterfly House, which is connected to the Wyrd. And from there, Hellboy gets dropped into the Wyrd and has to go through different areas in the Wyrd and defeat bosses to try to figure out what's happening and why this other dimension is causing these paranormal spikes. What's cool is that between your runs, you get to walk around the Butterfly House and talk to different members of the BPRD, kind of get mission updates, things that are happening, what the characters think. There's a lady that's in charge of the mission that doesn't really like Hellboy that much. There's a guy that's in charge of the tech. There's folklore, specialists who know all about the different, types of creatures and stuff in the world, Bigfoot, whatever, fairies. It's pretty cool to get to talk, walk around and talk, because the game is fully voice acted. And Hellboy himself is actually voiced by Lance Riddick. This is one of his last roles before he passed away last year. And pretty cool, because apparently he always wanted to play Hellboy. And it is nice seeing him play the character, because he has a very soft, deep, smooth voice. And it works for Hellboy because Hellboy's not really a gruff character like he's been depicted in the movies and stuff. Hellboy is he's kind of standoffish, and he doesn't really make funny quips a lot. He just kind of gets to the point. He's kind of a brute. So it's fun seeing Lance Riddick do it, because Lance Riddick, he still gets some quips in here or there, but his character is really subdued, and it's very cool to see that depiction of the character that is comic book accurate, rather than the Ron Perlman version, which is very joke heavy and stuff. So in the game, you will be going between the Butterfly House and the Wyrd, trying to figure out what's happening. Each run in the Wyrd, you basically go through different rooms, and each room is connected by a gate, and the gates sometimes will tell you what's going to lead into the different rooms. So maybe one gate will have a heart on it. Obviously that's going to be you can gain back health in that room. One will have a bag, you can buy things in that room. And eventually, as you go through the different areas and fight enemies, you will find one with a skull on it, which is going to be the boss for that area. There are 5 areas in total. After you beat all 5 areas, you do have to do a full run through all 5 areas on 1 life. That's currently where I am in the game, and it's very hard to do. The combat is fun. You are equipped with Hellboy's right hand of doom, which is his giant hand, and also his pistol, which is the Good Samaritan. You can actually swap the gun out for different guns, like a shotgun and a missile launcher, or like a grenade launcher, if you want to. And you can also get different charms that will affect the way you play. Like there's some that can like cut enemies' defenses and stuff. And you'll pick up different charms and abilities as you go through each run. It is pretty good. The comic books, like the art style, looks damn close to the comics. It has like really harsh shadows and really vibrant colors. It looks really good, like like in action. The issues that I have with the game is the repetitive nature of the roguelike element. Each time you do a run, even though the environment may change, like sometimes you're in like an old village, you're in the woods, you're underwater in like a sunken city, you're in like abandoned train tracks and stuff. The the levels themselves don't really change that much. You're still going room to room, fighting waves of enemies, picking up charms until you find that final boss of the area. So there's not really too much to really like set the areas apart except for the art design. And this is a game that I'm glad I bought on Steam because I get to play it on my Steam Deck. It's a game that's good for short bursts for me because where it is so repetitive, basically, you'll either die or complete an area, and then you go and talk to people at the butterfly house, and then you're just back into the word. It's back and forth, which is honestly a problem that I have with a lot of roguelikes, is that they get a little repetitive after a while, so it's hard for me to play them for a long period of time. But this one's pretty good. From what I hear, it is pretty short. I know I'm near the end of it, and I have maybe 6 to 7 hours clocked, so I couldn't imagine just taking you more than maybe 10 hours to beat. As a whole, but it is $20. I bought it for $10 on sale, and I've been enjoying it, and it's pretty good.
A good art style. Kind of reminds me of like Mad World with color.
Yeah, that's basically just how the comic books look, how the Hellboy comics look. It's like that art style.
I think I can respect that. It's a little too flat, I think is the way I describe it for my taste. But obviously it's unique, and it's, like you said, it looks like the comic book. So for that, I give it props. How big into Hellboy are you? Are you a huge Hellboy fan?
Oh yeah, I love Hellboy. It's something that
you wanna be
I wish
a
I could,
Hellboy, baby.
Hellboy, baby. I don't I do collect comics, but I don't collect like a ton of comics. But Hellboy's been one that I've read. I read a lot of comics online, and I've read a lot of Hellboy. And obviously, I first got into Hellboy because of the Ron Perlman version, because I really like that movie. And then once I learned that like Hellboy in the comics is basically Hellboy in the comics is like he's always in like gothic castles, and he's fighting like Lovecraftian monsters and stuff, and like the movie version was basically not Hellboy. That was basically Men in Black. That's Hellboy,
Yeah.
I was like, oh damn, that's not Hellboy at all. And like I get to learn what Hellboy actually was. So now I kind of resent the Del Toro version of the character. But you know what? If it wasn't for that version, I would have gotten into him, right?
There you go. Yeah, So is Hellboy Marvel or DC?
No, Dark Horse. Dark Horse.
Oh, Dark Horse.
He's so it's like Dark Horse is like they're a publisher, but they don't really have like a brand like Marvel or DC. They just kind of have stuff like I think Spawn. No, Spawn is Spawn's Image Comics, I think. But Dark Horse just publishes a lot of stuff. So yeah, they aren't like connected at all, which is something I can respect. Like Hellboy has its own universe. Hellboy does have spin-offs. Like there's other characters that have their own comics that came from Hellboy. But it's not like he's part of the larger Dark Horse universe.
Oh,
No,
they
he's
don't
just
tie them all
Hellboy.
together?
No. It's like I said, if it's not like a spin-off from Hellboy, no, it's not connected to Hellboy at all.
Okay, I was wondering.
Hellboy's
Yeah,
always seemed kind of somewhere between like corporate and niche. It's like, I don't think he's ever really been like
Yeah,
one of the big dogs, but also like he's not like I'm thinking of like the Darkness or like Spawn even a little bit. He's like more
yeah,
on
even
Spawn's
Spawn,
level.
yeah. He's very indie in that one, character himself. And also Hellboy again, like media has never understood the character because Hellboy's not a superhero. He's not like a heroic character. He's a paranormal investigator who just happens to punch the shit out of monsters sometimes. That's interesting. So yeah, it's a character that like I feel like has never caught on because they never really understand how to adapt him.
How would you adapt him?
Yeah, it's a hard question because I don't know. But
Well, do you
I
feel
don't
like
know. All I
this
know
is
is that
a successful adaptation?
yeah, definitely the best part of the game for me was the story, or still is the story. I'm still, like I said, I'm like right at the end. Is the story and the presentation again? Just the game's completely voice acted, and Lance Reddick does a great job as Hellboy. I'm glad he got to do that role before he died, because his voice is just iconic. So getting to hear him
what else
all
did he
throughout this
do?
game was a surprise. Oh, he's the concierge of John Wick. He was Wesker in that Resident Evil show that sucked. He's been a lot of stuff. He's Lance Reddick. You'll know if you look him up. You know him.
Okay, maybe I'll know when I see him.
Yeah,
He was Wesker?
yeah. He was Wesker. Remember Black Wesker?
Yeah, you know Wesker in the Netflix
Yeah,
one, Spencer.
we watched that.
He's the one thing,
okay.
the saving grace for it.
Yeah, the only good part of it.
Yeah.
He's literally the only good part of that show. Was him. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff, but yeah, apparently he always wanted to do Hellboy, so I'm happy he got to do Hellboy before he died because it fits really well. And it was kind of weird, like hearing his voice for a bit, like as Hellboy, because I just wasn't used to that. But after I got used to it, like and like settled into it, like it works for the character because, like I said, Hellboy in the comics is like pretty subdued and he does quips, but he's more like straight to the point. So it was fun getting to hear his depiction of the character.
Fitting he played Hellboy. Now he's living in.
Web of Wyrd. If anybody calls it Web of Wyrd, like I saw some reviewers do, know that they didn't fucking play the game because in the game they call it the Word, not the Weird. So yeah,
Unless they're trying to make like a
game.
shady title.
Yeah, but no, I didn't buy this game last year because I was interested in it as a fan, but like I saw people that were like, "Oh, Web of Wyrd is a bad game." It was like reviewers, and now that I've played it and I know that it's not weird, it's Word, and they say it multiple times throughout the game, repeatedly. They call it the Word. I'm like, wow, you didn't even play the game. You just played like a second of it, probably. And I was like, what?
Or with sound off, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I can't imagine mispronouncing it that way.
Yeah, like that is how you word. That's how you pronounce that phonetically.
Wired, maybe. Even then.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm thinking like other things I've seen, like worm, like a dragon would be
Wyvern.
Yeah. Wyvern.
Well,
Yes, this would be wired.
that's not WYR though.
No, is it not?
Isn't? I think it is.
No, it's WYV.
Oh no, WYV. Yeah. I see what you mean. I think about this vowel.
Yeah, you're right.
Wire, wive. I don't know. Wives.
Somebody
What's
mowing
that
the
like
lawn?
lemon show on TLC?
Hey, somebody, what the hell is happening?
Teddy, you got like a lawnmower going on over there?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gone
Leaf
now.
blower.
I thought-
That's the guy outside.
that was loud. Oh, I thought somebody was like vacuuming your room or something while you were on the call.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
it's happening outside. Maybe
So
the window's open.
your girlfriend passively aggressively telling you to get off the podcast.
Yeah, sorry
Well,
guys.
Gotta
Miss
start
you.
moving throughout the day, you know. Gotta get things done.
I don't want
Yeah.
to be passive aggressive, but I
Nah.
actually do need to get off here soon. So
Same. The leaves come down and pretty heavy this time of year, so they need to hire people to blow them.
hell yeah,
All
I've
right.
hired plenty of people to blow them.
Speaking of hiring people to blow us,
Well,
let's look at the chat. There's basically
There's
nothing
nothing going on.
except for Terry does say that
Yeah.
this game looks like an educational game for children.
What the fuck? You
There you
punch
go.
monsters in the face. What are you talking about, Terry?
Bible.
Games for children have evolved, Alex. They're darker now.
You punch monsters in their monster face. Stupid monster face. Then you shoot them.
Any announcements for just what's going on the rest of the month?
We're gonna talk about some comic books, that's for sure. We're thinking about doing something with the movies. I don't know yet what's gonna go there. Maybe we'll talk about some comic book movies at some point or something. I don't know. Probably another map hour. I mean another game talk. Batman. We're doing Batman Arkham Asylum, everybody. Yeah. I'm excited for that. So.
I'm gonna start soon. I'm still working through Elden Ring. I did beat it, but according to Spencer, I haven't. So we'll see. I may have to pin that.
Asylum won't take you long. It's like 8 hours.
I thought it was like 20.
No, oh my God, no. It's way shorter than that. No, Asylum. The other ones are longer. The sequels. Asylum is like pretty condensed. So you'll be able to get through it pretty quick.
Yeah, Asylum is like a pretty
I love
tight Batman meets The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
pretty-
There we
something
go.
like that. Yeah,
pretty good.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
pretty condensed. You don't have to chase Calendar Man around.
Wow. That sounds like a good time, but
That's Arkham City.
Remember to refresh the stream
All right,
and
everybody,
type
I
a
do have to get off
comment
here 'cause I
when
got
it
some other stuff to do
reposts.
today, and we went over 4.
No theme December. Anything's valid.
Yeah.
Well, we answer as a different question, but anything's valid.
well. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Hope you had lots of laughs. It was real comical. See you next time.
Ow.